Well, thank you so much for following us on Instagram. The telephone number is 0212 282 5323. 0212 282 5323. You can call us between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for joining the class and joining Salvatore's big family. Or maybe our assistants are the ones calling you to offer you the best English courses in whole Turkey, this time especially designed for you. Well, today you're hearing us again from Istanbul, Beşiktaş, Salvatore Studio, and here we are with another episode of Salvatore for Life to help you guys learn the most important language in the world, the language of both business and science, and the language which is gonna help you have a fantastic life in future. Well, today's Sunday, so like any other Sunday, we're gonna have live calls. Our line's gonna be open in a few minutes so that you guys can call us and ask your questions and solve your problems. But before I start on that, I wanna talk about something really important. The main reason for doing today's video is that today we decided to share some really important information about SLP system, about the concepts in the SLP system, and why our students are so successful in learning English language. And the reason for sharing this information is that my assistants told me that in the past few weeks there have been so many requests from you guys that we make a video about SLP system. If you are one of our advanced or high level or intermediate students, you already know so much of this information. Or what if you're a basic student or a student who has just joined us, or if you're thinking about joining us, listen really carefully because this information really gonna be helpful for you. Well, I'm gonna start with a basic question. How much time do we need to practice to be able to learn English language? It is a scientific fact that for being able to learn a new language, we need to spend 110 hours practicing that language. But the way you practice is really important in determining your success in that language. Let's see how we do it in SLP system. The graph that you see over here is the graph of Salvatore students' progress in English language under supervision of SLP system. For making it easier for your students to understand, we divide it into 3 phases. The TE or tenses explanation phase, packing substantial parts phase, which we call it PSP, and the most important one, the CAOP phase. Starting with the TE phase. In TE phase, we would give the students the whole map of English language. The students would learn parts of speech, the concept of time, and so many more important stuff that we cannot share it here on social media, but the students would see them during the classes. But in general, the purpose is to be able to move according to the natural order hypothesis of comprehensible input theory. And guys, as I said, we do so many important stuff over here in this phase that guarantee your success in learning English language. This is the exact part that so many language institutes or schools do not provide to their students, or they provide it so poorly and it decreases the chances of students to learn English language well. The second phase of language learning in SLP system is PSP phase. PSP phase is actually the phase that prepares students for CAOP phase, which is the most important phase of language learning. The better you prepare yourself during PSP phase, the more you succeed in CAOP, so it's a really important period for the students. Our students spend about 10 days in PSP phase, and during this time, we provide them with all the resources they need to be able to start CAOP. They also learn things like prepositions in this phase. Now let's talk about CAOP phase, the most important part, the most important phase in SLP system. This is where miracle happens, this is where all good things happen. This is the part that actually gonna make you learn English language. In beginning of this phase, we're gonna provide our students with English Learner booklet. Amazing book. More than 100 English language templates and structures are available in this book that's gonna really help you improve your speaking skills. The second book has more than 1,000 different sentences in different situations and conversations that's gonna really help you boost up your speaking skills. The most important skill that you guys need to obtain while learning English language. Now let's go back to the graph. As you can see, 2/3 of the time of SLP system is dedicated to this phase, and students finish this part when they reach 110 hours of practice. Then 100% we can guarantee that they've reached basic fluency in English and they've actually learned English language. Now let's take a look at a student's performances. This chart shows how many days it took for last 30 students of Salvatore Institute to reach 110 hours and learn English language. You can also see the results and fluency of the students on our website. And about the charts, I don't think there's a need for further explanation. The numbers are just so clear. As you can see, 80% of the students need less than 3 months to learn English language. And guys, if you remember, we also had the same results on our previous survey on 50 of our students. So it's not about the students being stupid or smart or having a special, extraordinary kind of a talent to be able to learn a new language in a short period of time. If you provide your students with best books, best resources, best methods and strategies, and in general with best system, and keep them motivated all the time, that they actually want to work more than they normally do, and they enjoy what they do, you're gonna get magnificent results. Now let's talk about the second important question. How many words do we have to know to be able to claim that we know English language? As you can see in English, by knowing 1000 most important words, you can cover up to 85% of daily conversation. It takes our students about 2 to 3 months to learn it all. 3000 words gives you up to 98% cover. And it takes our students about 5, 6 or 7 months to cover this 98%. And by daily conversation, I mean levels between basic and native-like fluency. And it means whatever that you need to be able to say in English, you're gonna be able to say it in English. Whatever. So guys, success is not an accident. Successful systems are a result of years of research, trial and error, and hard work. These are the things that you need to know before you start learning English language. Well, we're gonna have a 5-minute break, then you can call us to ask your questions and solve your problems.
If you want success in business and in life, you must learn to sell. It's a way of life. You learn to predict outcomes, you help your customers, and you take massive action. Available now is
Okay, it's okay. Well, guys, I'm ready for the first call.
Hello, Mr. Butsi.
Hey man, how are you? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, man. I'm super cool. Well, how are the classes going?
It's very, very good. I'm very satisfied, yeah.
That's fine, man. That's really awesome. And would you please tell the students for how long have you been working together?
I think about 2 months and a half.
2 months and a half. And did you reach 110 hours?
Yes, I'm passed.
That's really awesome, man. That's really awesome. Well, I'm ready for your question.
Yeah, I have a question. I want to improve my speaking. What are the best ways to improve it?
The best way to improve your speaking. Well, first of all, thank you so much for this question, because we really emphasize on our students to improve their speaking. Well, when you're talking about improving your speaking, you can do it in 3 different dimensions: improving your vocabulary, improving your templates, or improving your fluency. If you're talking about improving your fluency, imitation game is the best practice that you need. Just do it for like 1 hour a day for about 1 month, and then you're gonna see the results. It is really awesome. It can really boost up your speaking skills. But if you're talking about the templates, I think role playing is the best practice for you. Do the role playing just as we told you, and then I think it's not gonna take that much time. Or you can find a partner, or you can just do it by yourself. But if you're talking about the vocabulary, I mean, vocabulary is something that the student gotta do, you know, it's not, just try to use some techniques, maybe a spider technique, that's gonna help you to memorize more vocabulary in a period of time. Do you have any other question?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, man. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I'm ready for the first call. For the second call.
Hello, Mr. Gossi.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How about you, sir?
I'm fine, man. I'm super cool. Well, how are the classes going?
Oh, going great, thanks. Thanks for asking, sir.
Yeah, it's awesome. And would you please tell the students for how long have you been working together?
I believe this is my third month.
Third month, so I think you passed 150 hours, right?
To be honest, I was not counting, but I believe, yeah, I passed 150, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I think in about 1 month and a half, you can reach 200 hours. Wow, that's really awesome. Well, I'm ready for your question.
Well, my question, well, it is like, how can I distinguish when, while, and as? Like, what's the difference between them?
Oh, the difference between best while. Well, guys, can I get a whiteboard, please? Thanks. I don't have the marker. Yeah. Let me tell you something. No, I have to get a whiteboard for that. Look, when you're asking about the difference between when, while, and as. Let's start with the as. Look, the most important thing that you gotta know about the as is that we use it when something interrupts another thing. You know what I say? When something interrupts, like I slipped my coffee as I was walking down the street. The fact of your coffee slipping interrupted the other fact. But when you're talking about while, the most important thing that you have to know about the while is that while is something like when. But you gotta use it with the continuous. Like you have two actions that they happen at the same time. Like I was talking with my friend when you called me. I don't know. I'm sorry. Do you have it in the camera? Because I was holding it down. Is it down? It's okay. So I try to hold it a little hard upper so that you can see. Okay, but when you're talking about the while, look, the most important thing that you gotta know about the while is that you gotta use it before the continuous ones. Or better to say, before the longer action. So let me write it for you. Look, longer action. Something like I was washing the dishes. While I was washing the dishes, she called me. When is exactly the opposite. She called me. When she called me, I was washing the dishes. So when is for the shorter time and while is for the longer time. And by the way, you can use when with some states like when I was a child and this kind of thing. And you also can use when something is a result of another thing. Like when you open the refrigerator, the lights comes on. Or when you open the door, it becomes cold. Do you have any other question?
No, thank you, sir. That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, the next.
Can I start now?
Okay, yeah.